Hi, it's Guy from Project Portfolio Office, and today's short video is sharing with you our latest enhancement, which is the ability for users to add items to the custom lists. So when you're using PPO, for example, resources or employees, like I'm showing you here, it's often that you'll find a custom list, which is effectively just a list of values that the user can select. Remember, we offer both single and multiple custom lists, but what we're launching today is the ability for you to allow users this little add icon next to a custom list to be able to add it. So in the past, if I wanted to add a resource, who for example is a systems analyst, I wouldn't have the option to do that, and I'd either select other or I'd have to contact the administrator to go and add it. With this new enhancement today, users with the necessary access are able to add the item. That item will appear immediately in their list. It will be available to all users, and they can then go about adding it. Now, it might be that for some, like department, you don't want to allow the ability for them to add it, and it's important to note that this functionality can be set up per list. So in our example, users are allowed to add to job titles, but not allowed to add to departments, and per user group. And the second part of this video, I'm going to show you how the administrators can set this up. It's important to note this ability sits both on the add screen as well as on the edit screen. So when I'm on the edit screen as well, I'd be able to use this functionality. Cutting over to the second part of the video in terms of user group access. In every user group on PPO under administration user groups, there's now a new setting which we've applied for administrators to set called custom list items user add under general under the functions. So the first thing that the administrators would have to do is decide for every user group, do we want users to have the ability to add items? That's step number one. And then for every single custom list that you have under your custom list section, you'd have to go and provide that access. So if I go and find our example just now of job titles, there's a new setting on the custom list, which is allow user add access, and that's switched to yes. And in this case, you then receive that plus icon that we showed you. If I go back to look at my custom lists, and I look at the department one as an example, I have not given access to that, and that's why I do not do it, do not allow it. So it's important for administrators to realize that they need to provide user group access to the custom lists for the user groups that they'd like to be able to add it, and then on every single user custom list where they'd like to apply that, they then need to set that access. Also important to note, if the list is not sorted automatically, so that would be an example of things like status, and maybe not a good example of where you would want to provide access. If you do allow access here, in this case, the item that's added will be added to the bottom of the list, and likewise, because this is color coded, the color would be set to empty or blank. There would be no color set. So just two important things for administrators to consider as well. For some custom lists like status or phase or priority, it's probably not recommended to give a lot of user access, but for other options like the job title that I provided, maybe the type of benefit, it might be useful for you to consider providing user access. When we deploy this to clients, we will not be changing any access rights, so it'll be up to every administrator on every PPO instance to go and determine those access rights yourself. We hope you enjoyed watching this video, and we hope this provides you a little bit of administrative relief to the administrators so that users can add this.